Hi everyone, Leslie Ray here with Leslie Ray's Crafty Gig, and we are celebrating Christmas in July. I have been blogging and celebrating Christmas in July on my stream for the last 2 years, and so it is only appropriate that we do Christmas in July this year. I like to do Christmas in July because I like to plan. And some years my planning goes really, really well. And sometimes it goes really, really bad. Why I like to plan? I like to plan because I like to do homemade gifts. I like to do homemade cookies and candies. I like to spend time with my family, and I don't want to be doing all those things last minute. I try, not very well lately, but I try to make homemade cards to send out. And so I try as I might. I don't always get everything done I want, especially this last year. I'm coming off of a year where I felt like Christmas, we were just kind of hanging in there because we were coming off of Will having his concussion, and we did good to get done what we got done. And I came to terms with that early in last year, but this year is going to be a new year, and so I want to do it upright. Let me show you one of the projects I made last year. Some of you may remember, some of you may not. Last year I did a Christmas December daily, and I created the project, but I didn't get much further than that. So one of the things I think I'm going to do is actually put stuff in my December daily. What a concept, right? I had created this using stamps from Viva Las Vegas Stamps. They have a December daily stamp. And I like this because, you know, I've got places for pockets and lots of cute little cards and stuff stuck in here that can be used, that open. You know how I am about things that open. And I love this. I created it and I love it. I just didn't get it used because that was the kind of year I had. So this year I plan to use this because it's already done. Only thing is, I think it says 2012. I'll change the date for it to say the right date. But other than that, I think this is a go for me. So I have my December daily that I'm going to do. And so it's ready to be filled full of cool stuff. And you know what? If I get really excited, I might do a December daily for next year. So that I will already have a December daily done. Doesn't that sound like a plan? Since this is going to be used this year, then I'll do one this year to be used next year. Wouldn't that be genius? Just be that far ahead. I think that would be genius. So this is already done for me, so I don't have to worry about this. But what I usually do for my planning is I usually go to the Organized Home website and print off all their printables and try to do their grand plan. They have several plans. One of them is called a Rudolph plan, and the Rudolph plan is kind of throughout the year you do or throughout the whole year, each month you do a special snippet so that at the end of the year you have a newsletter to share with everybody. I don't want a family newsletter. I'm not negating the importance of it for those who do it. It's just not for me. But I want to do all this stuff in what they call the grand plan. The grand plan actually starts in September 1st. And each week you have a part of your house that you work on. You have cards that you work on. You have, basically what is Christmas to your family that you work on. And you make a bunch of lists, and then you work on cleaning and decorating and prepping or that kind of thing, your whole house, so that at the end of the grand plan, the week of Thanksgiving, you have time to relax and enjoy Thanksgiving. The week of Christmas, you have time to relax and enjoy Christmas. And the week of New Year, you have time to relax and enjoy New Year's. Part of that realizes that people create Christmas presents. So they put those kinds of lists in so that you can start on that. I have to start in July because I create a lot of Christmas presents. I try to make the large majority of my presents to my family to be handmade, and so that takes time. So that's why I start Christmas in July. But rather than this year going to the website and printing all the stuff off from my lists, I decided I wanted a planner, and I chose this to be my planner. And you know how I feel about upcycling. This is a great little brochure. But the reason I like it is because it has in the middle this pull-out section that unfolds like this on both sides. And this is where I want to put my calendar for my plan. So this is why I pulled this out. You notice I've started sanding some pages. And so we're going to kind of do some stuff with this. I've also textured the front of it. I don't know if you can see that or not. Normally it's slick like this. I textured the front of it just with some tissue paper and some fast finish decoupage. So that's where I am on this. But the reason I wanted to do a planner with you is because there's lots of things you could use a planner for. You don't have to use this for Christmas. You could use it for all kinds of things. Planning is just, one way you can use this. So, does anybody have any questions? People want to see the nails. Here's the nails. They have a new nail polish at the Wally Mart that has these cute little stars in them. Let's see if you can see it. Isn't that cool? See the little stars? How fun is that? So, I've been red, white, and blue now for 2 weeks because I like red, white, and blue. But I started with putting the texture on, and that's pretty dry. Fast finish decoupage dries really, really fast, and I like that. So that's what I'm going to start with. And this week I'm going to start this and get it pretty close to finished, and then I will probably show it to you finished next week, because next week I want to I think I want to do a countdown calendar next week. You used Brennan for your trip to Australia. They are a very nice company, Jim. I hope you enjoyed your trip to Australia. I have an endless supply of brochures. But if ever you see a brochure that I'm using, call the company and pretend like you're going on a vacation. And there you go. Or send me money for the postage and I'll send you whatever you want. So, but I love upcycling things, so that's why I went with this. And I like the shape of it, so I like using it as a base. So, yeah, usually when I tell people I'm starting Christmas in July, I get a lot of grumbles. People don't want to think about it. But, if you're a crafter and if you're doing anything of any real length or whatever, you kind of have to. And I love a tree with homemade ornaments on it. And I like to get my children involved. Well, they get out a couple of days before Christmas, or, they're out during Thanksgiving for a little bit. Usually what we do is the kids go to my mom and dad's the week of Thanksgiving that they're out and spend a lot of fun time with them, because they live far enough away. They don't get to see them as often, and so they like spending time with them at Thanksgiving. And then we do our Thanksgiving late, And so we don't have a lot of crafting time during Thanksgiving together. They have crafting time with Grammy and Papa, and they do that there. But I don't have a lot of time to do ornaments and stuff. So if we're going to do that, we usually start now so that we can get some stuff made. And there's stuff we use every year that we like and love. But we like to have a lot of homemade ornaments on our tree. So we try to get that started early and have plenty of time to make different things or to gather things. Like last year we gathered a bunch of soda bottle bottoms, say that 12 times fast, and jazzed them up really pretty, and those looked so great on the tree this year, guys. I mean, with all the light hitting it just right, oh, those were amazing. I'll be sure to show some stuff that we've done in the past next time so that you can kind of get an idea, because we've done several different things. We've done origami type ornaments. We've done soda bottle ornaments. We've done ornaments with the borax crystals. Last year I triple dog dared my odd show girls to do some upcycled tree ornaments, and we did a series, 12 Days of Christmas series. It was a lot of fun, and we might do that again. That might be fun. If I have a Dawn or an Amanda in the house, they may chime in if they want to. So we enjoyed doing that with y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing those. But see, now with the paint on there, you can start seeing the wrinkles coming through. And that's kind of what I want. I'm gonna let this dry, so I'm gonna kind of flip pages. And some of these pages, because this is gonna have a lot of lists and stuff, all I need to do is just work on the edges. So let me put down what I want to put down. I was going to put something down, but this is really drying pretty fast. So I think what I'm going to do is do this. The back side I'm not going to texture, so I'm going to do a little sanding. I'm just using 100 grit sandpaper or 100 grit emery board and sanding this back. Does anybody have any questions? Besides, are you completely mad for doing your Christmas in July? I mean, because that's kind of the obvious question, right? Hi, folks. I noticed some new folks in our chat. Please feel free to introduce yourselves. My chatters are very friendly, and they like to joke and chat around, so I encourage you to do likewise. Very cool. One of the guests says they have a 4-foot Christmas tree that stays up year-round in their craft room to encourage them to make decorations. I encourage you to post either in the event or on my wall on Leslie Raye's fan page any ornaments that you enjoy making, or even challenge. Say, hey, I saw this. I do challenges and ideas. So if you see something you like and you want me to do it my way, please feel free to stick that up on my wall and say, hey, Leslie Raye, look at this. And I will certainly give it a look, because sometimes, I mean, that's where I get my inspiration from is you guys, and someone saying, what do you think of this, or check this out, because I see a lot of things on my own, but I love it when somebody calls something to my attention that they think I will love, because they are probably right. There's many things that I just really enjoy, and especially crafting. And if it has to do with, needlework or painting or mixed media or card making or origami or upcycling, any of those things I love. So please inspire. I don't have a place to keep a tree up year round, although I have been known to keep my tree up well into April. So, and thank goodness my tree is a fake tree, because that would not work if it were, real. It would become a huge fire hazard. So, I don't know if my Aunt Joy still does this. She used to put her tree up the weekend of Thanksgiving and keep it up for that whole month. That's usually what the kids want to do when they come home. Like, they may come home Saturday, we have our Thanksgiving, and then on Sunday they want to put the tree up. Now, because this is a slick brusher, I did sand it, but if you look, you'll notice it's kind of splotchy, and we'll put some more paint on that in a little bit. But also we're going to have some other papers and stuff on there. So for right now, this will do for a base coat. And anything you don't like on the slick like this, you can sand it off. That's anything about working with slick stuff. You can sand it off if you just don't like it. Alrighty. So those are drying pretty fast. I am going to flip this over and work on this side a little bit. I'm going to let this kind of hang up. So I'm going to lay that one flat. And I want to sand a little bit around the edge, because this is going to be one of the pages that I'm going to put my lists on. And what these lists entail, there are several companies that do some kind of a Christmas organization thing. I like the Organized Home one. You can do organizedhome.com, and you'll see all the different things, because you can do organized home for just year-round maintenance of your house and all kinds of stuff. So the Organized Home, what they have is they have you explore, what's important to your family. What kind of traditions do you want to make sure you keep? What kinds of things are important to you? Is it a big deal for you to do an annual Christmas picture? Is it a big deal for you to do, this event or that event, or what are those things? You explore those things, and then you put together lists. So like for my family, it may be going to the university's Christmas bazaar that really kicks it off, or it may be making sure we get over to see a certain lighting of the tree on the square, or trying to stand in line to see Santa, even though I have two kids who in 13 years have seen Santa twice, because the rest of the time they say, I don't think so. So what, your annual let's attempt to go see Santa trip, or, whatever your thing may be. And like for our family, because our family has so many so many traditions within the family, we usually have a whole season of what we call Christmas Yule, where we celebrate them all and, you know, appreciate the uniqueness and the importance of each holiday. My son came to me several years ago and said, I want to celebrate Hanukkah. And I said, why do you want to celebrate Hanukkah? And he informed me that he thought there was a lot to do, a lot to be had. And so we started celebrating Hanukkah. Our first menorah was a metal tin with florist foam in it, and we added some really cool blue and white flat marbles in there, and added our candles into the florist foam, and that became our first menorah. And we went through all of the significance of the candles representing the oil and the temple and the prayers that went with it, and just went through the whole thing, so that, because most people say, oh, well, he wants 8 days of gifts. Well, you learn that it's not about that. And so we explored that with him, and it was really cool, because the candle that we lit the very first day, the night that we got to light all the candles, that candle was the last light to go out, which was kind of pretty cool, because, the whole thing is they're having enough oil for their holiday, for their lights. So anyway, so our light had enough light for the whole 8 days, 8 nights. So we started doing that, and we've got family members who are, like I said, all faiths, and so we celebrate Christmas Yule where we are. Let's see. Oh, I have people coming in. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Jen. Hi, Sandy. Glad to see you all. It's okay, Miss Jones, that you're late. We will allow it. We gave away a car earlier. Sorry you missed it. I'm glad to see all of my fans. I streamed last week just to kind of get back in the yo, and I was glad to see everybody that showed up. So this is what we call my grand reopening, I guess. It's July, and it's time for Christmas. Yay! So this is going to be a page for that, for my lists of what's going to be important to the family this year. Anybody have any questions? Dawn, I'm going to make you mod in case I lose connection and am not able to make it where we can do links or stuff, okay? Okay, and what I'm doing is I have some notebook paper that I buy just for the purpose of crafting. And I think, yes, perfect. I've cut it down to fit in my program so that I can glue it in. And what I like, I'm going to glue this with the fast finish decoupage. And what I like about this is it will give me a nice surface for writing on. In the past, I've done some, I've used Mod Podge, and Mod Podge does well, but I tend to not use something that has a certain kind of finish so that I can write on it. This I've experimented with and I'm able to write on. So you're making top hats, Andy. Are you making top hats for my Christmas tree so I can have some wee top hats for that? Well, thank you, Sandy. I stopped to do the bottle for the 4th of July, not the 4th of July, for the summer project. And I still have not finished my other bottle. And it came to me last night what I wanted to do. And so I'll tell you what I want to do. And then I think I'm going to finish that this weekend and then add it. But let me get this glued down and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it. But I believe Sandy's talking about my 4th of July bottle. Square One is now offering repositionable white board paper. Interesting. That is very interesting, Jim. That sounds like a lot of fun. And Sandy, on your hats, you know, I like to do things in dozens or half dozens. So if you want to make me 6 and just send them over, make them kind of Christmassy. I have a lot of purple on my Christmas tree, so feel free to put that in. The warm up I did on the stream. Yes, that's the one I haven't finished. I stopped because I wasn't sure where I wanted to go with it, and so I stopped. And so it's sitting right here. The cloth on it dried beautifully. It did really, really good. And so, of course, I used some more cloth on the second one, the one that I did looks red, white, and blue. Here, I'll show you those in just a minute. Let me get this down and let this sit and dry for a second, and I'll show you. And since I'm wanting this to write on, I want to get as many wrinkles out of it as I possibly can. So, there we go. There we go. You'll see what you can do after the wedding. Okay, fine. I see how you are. Wedding first and then me. Okay. I can live with that. Okay, so let's let that dry for a minute. Okay, here's the bottle I started with. All right. This is the bottle I worked on I worked on last week. And see how nice, this is crunchy. Can you hear it? Okay. And these are all on here real nice and good. And this all stayed on here. I'm going to paint over this. I do know I still want to do that. But I really want to do something big coming off down through here. And I decided I'm going to make a bunch of paper flowers to put going around and kind of down through here. I want this to be more dimensionally. That's a word. But that's where I went with that so far. So this has been put aside, but now I know how I want to finish it, so I can finish it. But this is the one I did for my steampunk project. And let me see if you can see up close here. These are some metal pieces, this little kind of square thing. I got these metal pieces at our jewelry store, or our bead store. And then this was a piece that was in my stash that I thought was metallic, but when I went to bend it, because I kind of wanted to bend it, it broke. And so that was even better, because then I could take and put it here and put it here and make it feel elongated. And then these are just cogs that I got at our parts place, Napa. And so I put those in there, and then I put these dots, which I had repeated up here, as centers and kind of accented. Let's see if we can get some really close shots of that. Like that. And I love it. I love how this turned out. And then this is some really shiny dollar store beads that I went back over with the blue paint that I used on the bottle, added some cogs to the end of it, and so that's wrapped up. And this, instead of dipping it like I did the first one, this one is still soft. It's not all, hard and everything. So anyway, I love this. This is gonna be one of my favorite things. I think you could probably do the same thing with Mod Podge. What I like about the fast finish is that it's not shiny. So if the matte finish still has a little shine, in my opinion, but I think you could do it with Mod Podge. This one, guys, I sanded the bottle much lighter than I did the other one. The other one I sanded pretty heavily, but this one not so much, and it did fine. Put these boogers on with like Beacon, the Fabri-Tac. It works great. Or do like a what do you call that other stuff? E6000. Either of those things would work on that. But yeah, and so this is a lot of fun. I love this. Love how that turned out. So I think I'm gonna have bottles for all seasons before it's over with. I just have to keep drinking things in bottles. I think I can handle that. So, all right. While this is drying, because right now you can kind of see through the green, and that's okay, because I'm gonna add some stuff to it. Yes, I could see a bottle definitely going to match tonight's project. I definitely can see that. So let's keep working. So this first page is going to be what our hopes and dreams are for our family's whatchamacallit, holiday this year. And I'm going to do a little sanding here. And this I want to make into a pocket page. And the reason I want to make this into a pocket page is because to go beside our hopes and dreams, if we have invitations to things, I want to put those in there. If we have ideas, like we see certain pictures of ornaments we want to try, we'll slip them in our pocket. This is going to be our idea pocket and our invitation pocket, or our notice pocket, which is going to be a pocket that can, and actually what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make it kind of a two-pronged pocket. So it's deep, so long things can go in it, and then it's short, so like notes can go in the front. What do you think? I think that sounds like a plan. So, did that make any kind of sense whatsoever? I hope it did. I am sanding, just in case you missed the first part. I'm sanding because that kind of gives a tooth to help the acrylic paint stick to it. I could very well also paint the fast finish decoupage. That would also give me a tooth. Between using my paintbrush, I'm sticking it in water for the decoupage so that it stays nice. I'm going to continue my green just a little bit, but not all the way across. And I love this green. I'm a non-traditional person. I like the light green. In case you need this green in your life, this is Folk Art green. It's citrus green. Citrus green. Love citrus green from Folk Art. This is the perfect green. if you are doing a Grinch Stole Christmas kind of thing. You hate green. Oh, you can't hate green. Green is lovely. Green means growth. Green means new growth. Green goes with bloom. Bloom is my word of the year. Green definitely goes with bloom. See, I needed blooms on my bottle. My bottle is green. It has green in it, Sandy. You can't hate green. Green is a happy color. This was one of my son's favorite colors when he was doing a bunch of art journaling while he was healing. I had to request more green be brought to the house because he was using up my green. Silver and blue Christmas? That would be very pretty too. Can you imagine doing this? Well, see, my bottle was silver and blue and red. That's very cool. Ooh, pink and white Christmas. Sandy, do you have one of those pink Christmas trees that are so awesome? Oh, and hunter green and maroon with gold. Oh, that sounds yummy. Oh, you have a feather tree? Okay. My boss would be jealous. We looked at feather trees for her new house because she has a very modern house. And my goodness, the place that we could find feather trees was wow, is all I can say. And so for a while she was thinking of going with pieces of sticks and driftwood on the on the wall shaped like a tree. Oh, it's just in your room? Well, bummer. You should embrace a pink Christmas. That's all I'm saying. And embrace the pink Christmas. See, Jen has a 3-foot pink tree. If we had a pink tree, oh my goodness, Sam would be in heaven. She would think that was the coolest thing. I think I love my purple tree. I love my purple with gold. I love my purple with silver. Either way. And I love this green with the purple. I'm going to do some painting behind, just in case, before we start making our pocket. Oh, I just had another idea. Instead of doing the pocket a certain way, I know what I'm doing. Haha. You ever had the idea that you didn't know what you were doing until you got into the middle of it and you then realized you knew what you were doing? That was the moment I just had. So. When we were first married, we lived in a little bitty trailer. And it really had no room for anything. And so my mom got us a Norfolk pine. And we had it in a little holder. And it was so small it wouldn't take lights. We put the lights on the holder like a oh, what do you call it? A macrame plant thingy. That's the technical term, macrame plant thingy. And that was what served as our first Christmas tree. Okay, I have one of my stamps that I love to paint on and paint with, and I'm going to put the paint a little bit over the paper here. Okay, kind of, make the edges not so straight. Kind of give them a little character, in my opinion. Some people may like that, some people may not. It masks, for instance, if you have not been so careful about your cutting, it would mask that. I'm going to use my red paint. I'm going to just dab it on my swirly here. I like colors for decorating. If my kids came home and said, Mom, I really want to put this, whatever color ornament on my tree, I would say go for it. Because, it's theirs. It's their tree. I want them to be happy with it. I'm happy with whatever they do, so. Will usually has a little baby John Deere tree in his room that he got a bunch of special ornaments for. But our tree in the living room is mainly purple with some gold and other colors. That's the primary colors, Green tree with snowman ornaments. How much fun is that? Because you know how I love snowmen, right, guys? Snowmen and snowflakes. Because, in Texas we get so many of those, right? I don't really want to see it on the ground, but I love it in the tree. So. Last year we had a couple of spells of cold, but nothing like we did a couple of years ago. Shh, Joy. You're going to jinx it. And no, I didn't win the lottery. So, while that might be a fun thought, I didn't win the lottery and get you the free Ustream that I promised if I win the lottery. So, Leslie, I'd promised them if I if I won the lottery, I would provide for them free Ustream so that they wouldn't have commercials ever. But that's just not, you know, I don't think that's happening this week. So. Almost done with my stamping here. I love how that looks going down through there. Never be afraid to use your stamps with paint. Just remember to clean them off when you're done so that they don't dry on there. And even if it does dry a little bit, you can usually take a toothbrush and gently kind of get that off. So that will be great for my, there we go, turn it the right way. This will be great for my, what we want our, holiday to be for us for this year. And now here, what I want to do is, I want to use this for one of my windows, for one of my pockets. So I'm going to trim that just a smidge, because look, it fits perfect right there. And then I'm going to use the second one for my second one. But I'm going to put it underneath because it doesn't have as much windage. Windage, that's the right thing, right? And so I'm going to do them like this. Okay? So I'll have one pocket here. I'll have another pocket here. So for this, I want to put this, I'm just using regular 3-in-1 for this to get it a good, whatever you call it, a good thingy, a good, where it sticks to the thing that you're sticking it to, a good adhesion maybe. Sorry guys, work has been super fantastic busy, which is great. Getting to do a lot of cool things with some people, planning some cool trips, and apparently I'm using all of my words during the course of the day, because about this time of the day, apparently I go brain dead when it comes to thinking of words. So I just glued half of it for right now. Let's go this way. I don't know. They've done something that's made it a little better for some people. I was watching another friend's stream on, I guess it was Monday, and I don't think I had any I don't think I had any commercials on Monday, except for like right at the very, very beginning. I had a small commercial, but that was it. So, for those of you who are wondering what I'm using, I'm a collector of envelopes. Some of you may have seen the book I made with junk mail envelopes and paper sack. Well, I collect envelopes, and I especially like this one with the big window. These make me very happy, so I try to collect them when I see them. And that is what I have done. So I have these envelopes here, and look, pocket for my stuff, more pockets. So in this pocket, because it's going to be shallow, and if I had been thinking, I wouldn't have glued this all the way down, and underneath it could have been another pocket, but I glued it all the way down. So I have two shallow pockets. This one, because it's a little further in the book, could be cards. So if I had, someone sent me a Christmas card, let's say someone sent me this card, I could stick it in here, for an invitation to a dinner or something, okay? And then this could just be ideas and stuff. So I like it. I like it a lot. Well, thanks, Dawn. I think it's a fun idea. So here we have what my hopes and dreams are going to be. These are going to be my pockets. I may do some more stamping or painting on these later, but I want to get to next. Let's see, we're good. We're good on time. I want to get to this page, because after I do this page, then I want to do some stuff here. So I want to do these two pages next. So this is, see how quickly this dried, and it's fantastic. Yeah, I love this. And then this is ready. We could decorate some more on this, but I want to get some base pages laid out here for you guys. So sanding again. It's just because I like to say Sandy, because Sandy's not in the room. And so if I say Sandy while she's not in the room, because I'm sanding. So, but see, this could be such a fun thing, like for planning for a party. You could make a planner with this. If you were doing, it could be a great book to do planning, or do something for your, like if you were having a baby or something, because you could put a calendar in here with your appointments and your dates and all that kind of stuff. You're gonna call. Anyway, this next list, or next two pages, is gonna be for who I'm going to attempt, mind you, attempt to send Christmas cards to, okay? And this is going to be for who I'm going to actually create things for. So I need two more list pages. And since this is going to need to be written, I, of course, will have these to glue down. Okay? So I have those already cut. And I see, this is Whimsical Dreams, Hopes. I want to put some book paper down, so I'm not going to paint these pages so much. I'll probably put a little paint on the edges. But these pages are going to be more about some printing. And so, you know how I like book paper. So I'm going to get my little brush out. Well, Leslie, I'm glad you're finding this project to be interesting. I hoped people would find it interesting. I like to have tools, and I like for my tools to be something useful. And I like for them to also be things that are good for the earth. And doing things with like this are because this is not going into the landfill. This is going to be used, and then I will probably save it in a scrapbook or something for, you know, this is what we did this year or last year or whatever. Hi, Raven. We still have another hour, sweet. You are doing good. So, I have used old Christmas cards, but now almost all the Christmas cards I get are handmade, and I don't want to do the creating on that. And the ones that aren't, I make into ornaments for the tree. So I get very few plain Christmas cards anymore that I would have created one of these with. So, you know, when you hardly send out Christmas cards, which I have hardly sent out Christmas cards for the last couple of years, you hardly get Christmas cards after a while. People quit bringing you or adding you to the list because you're not reciprocating. So, I'm going to be a better Christmas card person this year. But I've seen people use old Christmas cards for their December dailies, and those are always fabulous. This would be great, Leslie, to do with your children and your grandchildren. I mean, this one, they love the idea of having the opportunity to do stuff that is good for the environment. You know, this is upcycling, and they really, my kids love it. But they also, any opportunity to paint, hello, and glue, yeah, I'm there. Sandy's an overachiever. She has 10 grandkids. I better not have any grandkids right now. That's all I'm saying. Just throwing that out there. After hearing some of the crazy stories about young teens with families, I'm just like, wow. Try that again. Yes, I will have grandkids one day when I'm ready. I'm not ready yet. I've explained to my children, ages 13 and 7, that I'm not ready for grandkids, and they have agreed that so far they aren't either. So we're just going to keep agreeing. We'll keep touching base with them about that, and, you know, just say, hey, mom's not ready. Please do not do this to your mother just yet. I'll be ready one day, just not today. Yes, it is the best thing ever. My mom laughs at me daily, I'm sure. Wonder if she's in the room. I see. Yes, my mom's in the house, and she laughs at me daily and tells me I used to be just like them. So she can chime in here if she wants to. And I'm pretty sure she's not correct in that assessment, but, you know, she thinks she is, so. My neighbor has, I think, 12 and the 13th on the way. I think that's right. That's between his and hers. They have, his kids and her kids and their kids. No, they don't have their kids. They have his kids and her kids. And they have a bunch. They do all kinds of cool stuff with them. Hi, Mommy. Y'all can call Mommy, or Paula. She answers to both, or Grammy. She'll answer to Grammy also. So, or LR's mom. That works too. So, let's see. What will this look like if I stick this on top of it? We'll see. We'll see this stuff behind it. I don't want to see this stuff behind it. I don't mind seeing words behind it, so I'm going to stick some words down. Getting excited for CHA. I'm liking looking at all the new stuff. I'm very glad that my new stuff, while Leaky Shed doesn't go to CHA, well, they go to CHA to make connections and stuff, but they don't have a booth at CHA. I'm glad my stuff is coming out with the CHA stuff. So it is very, very cool. And in case you missed it, I will show you in just a minute. I gave a sneak peek on my blog, and I'm very excited. I hope y'all are excited. I'm excited. I'm excited enough for all of y'all, so. As I have more sneak peeks, I'll release them on my blog so that y'all can see it there first. Thank you, Don. I don't have them in my actual hand. They're all over in production right now. And they are being cut and packaged as we speak. And then there's several different things. But here, while this dries for a second. Oh, wait a minute. This is still wet. I know I want to put this piece of paper on it. Let me do that. Here we go. Ooh. Okay. Love this with the words behind it. I'm going to go around the edges, just kind of dry brushy style in a minute here. But I'm glad you saw it, Leslie. I had friends tell me I was being too much of a tease because I didn't show the whole thing. Well, that's why it's a sneak. It's a sneak peek. If I showed you the whole thing, then it wouldn't be a sneak peek. It would be, a whole thing peek. It's a sneak peek. Okay, here we go. Let this dry for a second. I got lots of ripples in this one. Because I'm that excited. It'll be okay. We will be okay with ripples. Okay, you ready? For those who didn't see it, here is the sneak peek. Show us, we won't tell anyone. This is a blow up of part of it. So this is all chipboard, lots of little holes. I'm glad you find it intriguing, Dawn. But it's got some other stuff that matches it. So very fun. Yay! And then there will be some things made out. That was something that I created digitally. And then there's also some things that I created that are from my actual my actual Zentangles. So it looks like a ray gun. I suppose it does look like a ray gun. Trying to pay attention here while I put this big piece on underneath before I put stuff around it and make sure it's going the right direction, not upside down, because I have been known to journal in my art journal upside down, and we're trying not to accomplish that today. This is why I have lots of things on the other side. What do you call those? For what? For stuff. It's for scrapbooking and paper crafting, Raven. That is what it is for. Or, as Leslie says, for stuff. Hi, Tamily. You have no sound? Check your settings on your computer. Oh, yes. Designing for Leaky Shed. Leaky Shed Studio is who I'm designing for. And as soon as I have some in the house, I will be doing some giveaways and coupon-y kind of stuff. So, and that will be very, very soon. Like in the next couple of weeks. Those are all coming out. So, I'm very excited. I definitely, Jim, will have stuff from my fans. Can you hear me now, Tamily? It's Leaky Shed, LEAKYSHED, studio.com. If you go to my my blog post, there's a link to it. And they have some stuff done by Marion Smith. And they have some stuff done by Julie Netting. Night, Sandy. Thank you for showing up. Uh-oh. I have my stuff all the way up, I think. But I will check for you. Let's see. If I... Yeah, I have it. That's as high as it goes right there. I sound like I'm whispering. I believe Mommy is going to carry some in her store. I know that Jean at Altered Pages is also going to carry some in her store. So, okay. This is a different book of book paper. We'll just have to deal with it, guys. Different words. Not all book paper is created the same. But I don't know. I think I've... Or did I... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I see that book. Haha. Nope, not the same book. Okay, we're just going to go with this book. Hover near the eye. Oh, yes. Jim is telling you that on the left side of your display, under my image probably, hover near the eye, and there's a speaker controller there too. See if that helps, Tamily. Yes, and Leslie Me is telling you to also check your Ustream settings. And see, you'll get it all nice and loud, and then you'll get a loud, obnoxious, whatchamacallit, commercial, and then it will all be for naught. And then you'll be saying ugly words about the people who told you to turn your stuff up. So, hopefully not. Huh. I don't know. Okay, I like the different things here. What do you call them? The different text weights here. These are cool. Hello. Yeah. That paste just does not want to stick down, does it? Okay. Alrighty. I think this text paper needs to be glued on the back side before it's glued on the front side to make it happy. There we go. That made it much happier. And look at this, I have just a smidge of that paper left. There we go. Put it right there. Okay, so I'm going to, just to make this easier, pour some of this straight on the paper. And there we go. Put this on here for there we go. We're cursed now. Oh, a commercial with frogs. Oh no. Okay. And see, if you're using just paper instead of trying to paint it, this really went together very fast. You could, if you don't like the look of things upcycled, if you wanted to build this and do this with your own, you know, scrapbook papers and make pretty little envelopes, that would work too. I like this look. This is me. So, I'm going to go kind of along the edge here. Just real, you can't see that. Do it over here. Just kind of getting that edge on that. So you can kind of see nothing special there. Just adding a little, and just a smidge of color across it. And I'm not going to go back over, see look how rough the edge is there. I'm not going to go back over and cut that. I'm going to leave it. So, okay. All right. Now, I don't want this to stay. I want this to dry. But while this is drying, I'm going to cut out something that's going to be instrumental to my inside piece. Okay? And if these are sticking is okay, because remember, we're putting stuff over them. So it will be okay. Alright? So here's this. I'm going to set this aside, let it dry for a second. And while that's drying, I am bringing out, these are pieces of cardstock that I've used for doing other projects. And I might print more than one. And then I will only use the one. And so what I'm going to do is cut a number of squares. And if you don't have a square punch, you could cut them with your cutter, okay? You could cut them different colors. They do not have to be white. I am just, again, using what I have taken out and that I want to use up. So, right now I'm not talking, Tamley. I'm cutting squares. Okay, so those 2 pages that we just did with the words, one of those is going to be my list for who I'm going to send cards to. And then one of them is going to be my list for who I'm making projects for. Okay? Does anybody have any questions? Now this piece I cut so that I have all of my squares intact, because I will use this as a stencil in some places where I don't want to stick a square down. I will have stencil places also. So that will be a great stencil for that, to get the size square I want. family, we had all discussed what our favorite Christmas colors were. Some are blue and silver, some are hunter and burgundy, some are pink and white. I have a tree with lots of purple and gold on it that I like very much. And gold and silver combos. Those are very pretty. These colors, this red and my kind of citrusy green, are great if you're a fan of Dr. Seuss and The Grinch Stole Christmas. So. You like it flashy? Have flashy, glittery Christmas. That would be very cool. People are commenting that my strip that I'm going to use for stencil would also make a good film strip, and it would. It would be very cool for scrapbooking, a film strip type thing as well. Okay. This is all the squares I'm going to cut for now. This will get the idea across. Okay? But I will recycle this and use it as well. This is a way old Creative Memories punch. They are not making this punch anymore. They are going to a new system. And their new system is very cool. I do admit I touched it heavily at convention. But I did not purchase one. So, okay. So far we have cover that's started. We'll probably do some more stuff to, well, we'll definitely do some more stuff to it later, but right now it's started. A place to list our ideas that we want to accomplish for Christmas, our goals, our family dreams and ideas. Some pockets to put stuff in. Okay. And these will be for me to put my lists of people for gifts and for Christmas cards. Okay. So I'm going to lay this down like this and bend this backwards here to work on this. Okay. More work on this side. Now, I want this, it's 4-page spread. See, here's 2 pages, here's 2 pages. They open in the middle. I want this to serve as my calendar. And I want it to serve as my calendar for September, October, November, December. And what I'm going to do is do September, October, and then for November and December, they're going to get 2-page spreads. Okay? So, I'm going to start this with paint. And this will work to repair this up here at the top. Let's see if I can move down. Where it's a little thinner, where the glue's stuck. Over here, I'm going to have to put a little something, or I may leave it torn where that got stuck. It may just stay that way because I like it. Who knows? Ooh, Crystal Bee Garden would be kind of fun too. So, I'm going to paint this side with green. And the reason my calendar is starting in September, remember, I am doing the grand plan for organized Christmas. So my stuff is going to start that early. And I'm looking for just a blank sheet of paper right here that I can use. There's just a white piece of paper. Here we go. I'm going to put that under that for this. And yes, I know I haven't worried about painting over on other things, but this I need to open up, so I'm going to do this so I don't accidentally paint it closed. I thought about doing my planner this year, like I do the file folder planners that I do, where I fold it up and have places to put, different lists and things. But I just decided I wanted something with a little more space, and this would be it. If you're not familiar with my file folder planner, there is some stuff on creating them on my YouTube, and then there's some more information on them. If you go back to October of last year and look, I have some more information about that. Now the back side of this, because the back side of this is going to be part of another calendar. I will probably paint it as well. And I forgot to look. When does September start? Does that start on a Monday? Let me look here real quick. September starts on a Sunday. Okay, cool. Things to get to know. Now for this calendar, this one I'm actually going to use my stencil. And draw some squares more than lay physical squares down. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, my, those are little squares, what am I going to put on that little bitty square? Well, if you can't write that small, that's okay. There will be other places in the planner that will have, like I'll have a pocket that I can put a list. So if you have like actual stuff on a certain day, you could refer to that if you can't write in a square that size. Okay? Your Alaskan cruise starts September 1st on a Sunday. Very cool. Which cruise line are you using, Jim? Alaska is nice. Disney? Oh, that's going to be super fun. You must tell me how you thought Alaska did Disney when you get back. I will be very curious to know. I'll let this dry a little more before I start drawing squares. So I'm going to come over to this side and paint for November. I'm going to do red for November. Or not November, October. Have you been on a Disney cruise before, Jim? Or is this your first? That's my other question. I am, I got my ears for Disney, and have learned a lot, but I always like to hear what folks say. Oh, yeah, spending 8 hours with a natural photographer at the glaciers. Oh, that will be so much fun. Disney does such neat things for their guests. I can't wait to see your pictures. That's going to be so cool. I like the companies that give you naturalists and stuff to teach you on things. You know, teach you how to look at things and how to photograph or how to this or that. There's lots of companies that do that now. And it's really a lot of fun because it helps you have the best experience you can possibly have. But I'm looking at doing a Disney adventure for some couples, and I think they will find that to be awesome. They have a child who has health issues that require some special touch, and Disney is excellent about that. Disney has, you know, of course, their parks, and then they also have cruises, and then they have also what they call Adventures by Disney, which are tours, and they can be escorted or not, and it's very cool. Lots of great stuff. We had we do a lot of travel for the MHMR organization in town, and sometimes the clients are given money that they have to spend, and one such client got to do a a really nice Disney vacation, and we spent a lot of time talking with Disney about the needs of this client, and you know, and like for instance, we called, he was going during Halloween, and he wanted to dress like a pirate and then go to the Disney party. And at first they were, when I called and I said I need to schedule a Disney dress up for this gentleman and he's such and such age. At first they were kind of like, and I, you know, then further explained his situation and what his mental handicap was. And they were like, not a problem. And they took care of him. And I saw him about a week after he got back. And I said, how was Disney? You know, was it everything you wanted? And he said, it was so awesome. And, you know, they just treated him with such respect and just made it the most special time for him. And they, you know, if you've never been to Disney, they have buttons and stuff that they put on you to indicate to all the characters that it is your first time and all that. And they ooh and ah over you special and just make it the best possible experience you could ever have. And the guys had a great time. They had such fun. So, I mean, we have another client that goes fairly often to Disney, and her daughter has serious issues with foods and all that, and they create for her a complete, you know, dining plan that is tailored to her needs. So they do an awesome job. Yeah, how cool. Yeah, Jim is saying that they did a Panama Canal cruise, and the experts explained the history of the canal, and someone explained all the sites, and they're very into you getting the full experience. Yeah. So I'm always impressed with what they can do. They always do a good job. Okay. This is pretty, well, until I tapped my wet hand across it, was pretty good. Excuse me while I tap my wet hand across this so that, you know, we can see if it's dry. Okay. This is pretty dry. So what I'm going to do... Bye, Sam. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to get my template that I've made. I'm going to make sure before I start writing that I'm going the right direction, because I have been known to go the wrong direction. And I'm going to start at the bottom and draw some squares with my Sharpie marker. And there are 30 days, and I am not, let's see, I can get 1, 2, 3, I can get about 5 across. So these dates are not going to be so much Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, unless I just kind of double that way. Or I can turn it and go this way, which I think I'm going to do, so that I can get the full month on here. So that sounds like a plan. That sounds like the thing to do. So I'm going to start with Sunday, which would be over here. And I will draw this square with my Sharpie. Okay. Weekly rather than daily. I think Jim might be talking to me. I don't know. If you didn't want to do squares, you could, yeah, you could do weekly. I see what you're saying, Jim. Yes, you could do that. But I think since there is 4 weeks and 2 days in this month, that I'm going to do it this way. And the reason you see me pulling it like I am, rather than just going whoop, 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 all the way through, is because I'm kind of giving it the same width between them. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Okay? And yes, it's very crooked, but that's okay. Because then I could come back and be crooked going the other way. Which I think I am. So that they kind of go, yeet, yeet, yeet. Does that make sense? If not, well, it does to me. Now, this is going to be for me to put notes like my, you know, start this project, or keep track of, okay, I got 6 cards made today, or, you know, I've got, you know, my meal made for the freezer. That's one of the things I love about this plan. You get to make freezer meals so that when you get to Thanksgiving Eve and you're trying to get all your breadcrumbs, you know, done, and all your this done and all your that done, all you have to do is go, oh, I've got a freezer meal, and pop it out of the freezer. I love that. The first year I did that, and I was sitting there, because normally what happens Thanksgiving Eve at my house, and you would think that after 20 years I would learn, is Thanksgiving Eve, the toilet decides to back up. And it's one of those things where you need the Roto-Rooter guy, and for him to come and Roto-Rooter out your drain, because the snake that you have is not long enough and is not possibly going to work. And so there you go. You would think, after years of that I would be like, okay, week before, call Roto-Rooter guy. Tell him to just come snake the drain. No real reason. But no. We have to do it the hard way. And so then you're like, what am I supposed to be doing for supper? Oh yeah, I can go to the freezer, pull something out. It's a grand plan. But it also keeps me on track of, like, this week is living room, getting it in order. This week is dining room, getting it in order. And then you get down to the end, and you have all of your house looking the way you want it. You have everything decorated because you have a decorate week. You've made it to all your, important events that are important. And what I'll do is, when we start getting the kids' schedules, when school starts back, anything pertaining to these months for, the games or the concerts and all that stuff, those will go in here almost immediately, so that they are in my book and I don't have to think on them anymore. Night, Raven. Feel better. Okay, now this is just 28 days. I will have, October, I will have my 28 and 29, or my 29 and 30 to run together. Okay? So, this will be September. And then I can go back in and decorate some letters up here, write the stuff down here. This will probably have a lot of tangling going on for September, and then October we'll have October stuff. And then on the inside is where I'm going to paste some more paper, and then these will be on here. Let's see, I'll do them down here for you, so that the whole week goes across. So when you open that, and I have to watch my crossing. So there you go. And so my whole week will go across like this. This will be book paper background, I'm pretty sure, is what I want to do there. And then, again, I can tangle around them if I want to. I can write, Christmas pageant, early release, whatever needs to go on the little squares. So, does that make sense? Everybody following me? Hey, Amanda. I'll show you what I've been doing, Amanda. This is my cover. I'll turn it this way. This is my cover of my book. I just textured it with some tissue paper. And then I've painted on it. And as you can see, you still see underneath some of the words. By the time I've got the rest of my decorations for, Christmas Planner 2012 and all that, then I will have it all covered. And then this is the beginning. And this is where I'm going to put what our hopes and dreams for the holidays are. so that it all goes there. I've got some more coloring and stamping I want to do for this, but this will be pockets that I can put our invitations or some of our ideas if we see projects we want to do, stick them in there. And then these 2 pages, these will be what I'm writing on for my list of Christmas cards that I'm going to try to put out. Okay, I'll put 2013 on there. Did I say 2012 totally? I did, didn't I? And then this will be for presents I'm going to make. This is still wet. And then I'll have more lists here. And then these will be my calendar pages, which is why I chose this, because it all opens up like this. So these will be my calendar pages that I'm going to use. And then in the back, I'll have more lists. Lists that might include what we're going to have for dinner, for Thanksgiving, and for Christmas, or for New Year's. This will really kind of more focus on Christmas than Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving is between now and then, and so I need to, realize that I can include it too. And I'll have some more pockets back here, and this where it's torn right there, I think I'm gonna leave it, because after I glue paper on this side, this is going to be sturdier anyway, and so this will just be a neat little, grungy look. So I am glad you're going to make something like this out of your junk mail, because this is a perfect way to upcycle your junk mail. And these could be, you could cover your pages, put pockets and stuff, and put writing paper and use this for other stuff. You don't have to use this for Christmas planning. You can use it for any kind of journaling. This could be white drawing paper out of your drawing journal or whatever, and it could be something simple you could stick in your book, or you're in a purse or in a bag or something, and go do your, when you go to the, what do you call it, like your swimming lessons or something, while your kid's swimming, you could be doodling it. So I like these. I like how those work. Yeah, you could put recipes in it. You could do all kinds of stuff with these. Make these to give as gifts for people that would appreciate them. I would not make them to give to people who would not appreciate the work you put into it. But these are lots of fun. Lots of good ways to use up your junk mail and not put it in the landfill. So I'm glad you like this. I'm glad y'all are inspired. I didn't realize, but here is my my journal that I made with junk mail the last time. There you go. I haven't done much to play in it. I just got it together. And so all of these are pockets and places that I get to go in and draw and doodle and whatnot. Got fun pockets to play with. So, I mean, there's lots of things to do with these. Wouldn't that be fun to get a bunch of CenturyLink envelopes with the green and use them up? So, there's a video on this one for those who are new. It's on my YouTube. Feel free to go look at it. But upcycling and creating something fantastic with it is one of my favorite things to do. So I hope this inspires you to do likewise, or create a planner to get ready for Christmas so that you have the perfect Christmas for your family that you intend to have and deserve to have, because it's been thought out. So all I can say is every time I've spent the time to organize myself into something like this, it has given our family a nicer, calmer holiday, and I completely appreciate it. So I'm all for doing something like that to make your family's holiday much, much better. I need to melt crayons on the cover. Amanda has been melting crayons in her glue gun, and she has decided that everybody needs to melt crayons in their glue guns with her. And I must agree that sounds like a very fun and entertaining thing to do. So I might. I don't know. I'm not sure yet what I want to do on the cover. But I'm not going to put Christmas 2012. That I do know. So I appreciate you all for spending your Friday evening with me. I miss you all, and I'm glad you're back. I'm glad I'm back, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Hopefully, I will have this finished the way I want it, so I can show you that, and then we will work on some ornaments next time we convene. So, if there's something you want me to do my style or whatever, please feel free to stick it on my fan page, or email it to me. Either way, and I can't wait to see you guys in 2 weeks. So, thank you for spending time with me this evening. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and happy belated 4th of July.